This is a message to all Rangers across the multiverse, whether that be Power, Ultra, Spirit, or Psycho. We understand that not all universes are blessed with the teams, the mentors, and the arsenal to fight back against all forms of evil. So we call out to you. If you are in need of assistance, if your universe is at a brink of destruction, or maybe you just have nowhere to turn, call us. Send us a distress signal and we shall come to your aid. We shall offer you shelter if you need it, and a team if you desire one. We are Task Force Hojo.
The Adventures of the Pink Cornish Ranger. Chapter 1. An Ultra-Level Dilemma. The portal opened and Minnie walked out. She held up her watch and a hologram of Aisha appeared. "Minnie, we found a faint distress call coming from this universe. Seems rather desperate. Help them out, will you? And get out of there. Best case scenario, they join Task Force Hojo. Worst case scenario, we give them to the council and they get to live somewhere a lot safer than there," Aisha ordered. "I got it," Minnie replied. The hologram fizzled away and Minnie started walking around Angel Groves, or what was left of it. The whole town was in rubble. She walked through the streets when suddenly an explosion went off in the distance. Minnie shifted her speed from a walking pace to a full step sprinting. She quickly found the source of the pillar of black smoke filling the sky, and there was a squad of putties, waiting outside of a theatre. The building was now ablaze. "Oi! Oi!" she called out. The putty spun around and clocked her. "How about we leave whoever's in there alone and we take this open street and make it a dance floor, shall we?" Minnie said with the most confidence. The putties charged at her. She then pulled out her morpher and held it out. "Colonel Bisvicken!" she called out and morphed into the Pink Cornish Ranger. The Pink Cornish Ranger ran up to the putty. She jumped up and split-kicked two of them in the head. She then landed and swung Saba hard as she could, slashing another putty down. One of the putties threw a kick and slammed their foot into her back, making her stumble forward, and another one kicked her in the stomach before another one could strike. Two blurs exploded from the burning building and sped past. They sped around the putty, striking them multiple times. They both stopped and the Pink Cornish Ranger saw two Ultra Rangers stood before her. "Whoa, that's cool. More Ultra Rangers," the Pink Cornish Ranger muttered to herself. One of the Ultra Rangers was bronze in colour and themed after Sun Wukong. The second Ranger was jade in colour and was themed after Medusa. Both Ultra Rangers stood tall and strong, a powerful and confident aura radiating off of them. The putties got aggravated and ran at the Ultra Rangers. The Pink Cornish Ranger stood in awe as she watched the bronze Ultra Ranger double punch a putty as it flew back and crashed into its fellow foot soldiers. The jade Ultra Ranger ran up to one of the putties, flipped through the air as she landed. She slammed her fist into another putty. The Pink Cornish Ranger snapped out of her daze, and then she swapped Saba out for the power bow and launched herself into the air. She rained arrows upon the putties. All the putties now staggered, and then they finally teleported away. The two Ultra Rangers walked up to the Pink Cornish Ranger. "You're new," the bronze Ultra Ranger said. "Not from around here," the Pink Cornish Ranger replied. "Are you from a different universe then?" the jade Ultra Ranger asked cautiously. "Yep, my team got your distress call," the Pink Cornish Ranger told them. The bronze Ultra Ranger turned to the jade Ultra Ranger. "You sent a distress call? I told you not to," the bronze Ultra Ranger barked. "Yes, Rocky, I did," the jade Ultra Ranger snapped back. "Thanks, secret identity much?" the bronze Ultra Ranger sneered. "What secret identity? We're the only people alive here now," the jade Ultra Ranger roared. She demorphed, revealing herself to be Cat, the second pink Mighty Morphin Ranger, the pink Zia Ranger, and the first pink Turbo Power Ranger. The bronze Ultra Ranger demorphed, revealing himself to be Rocky, the second red Mighty Morphin Ranger, and the blue Zia Ranger. "Holy crap! You're Rocky and Cat. You're straight up legends in like almost every universe, especially mine," the Pink Cornish Ranger gasped. She demorphed. "Name's Minnie, by the way," she introduced herself. "Ah, you're a cutie. Thanks for the save," Cat said with a smile. "You're welcome," Minnie said with a big grin. She tried to restrict her mouth movements, but she was stood in front of two absolute Power Ranger legends. "Why are you here again?" Rocky asked. Cat nudged Rocky in the chest with her elbow. Don't be rude, Rocky, and he does have a point. Why did you guys answer our call anyway? Kat asked. It's a part of the job. Not all universes have 30 plus ranger teams who can defend the universe from every threat, Minnie explained. I would love to get off this rock, Rocky muttered. We would love to, but we do have a problem, Kat sighed. Minnie raised an eyebrow. Our weapons, the Putty Supreme, the leader of those things, he got them, and is using them to power his army. We tried to retrieve them, but it failed. We managed to hide in that theatre, but they clearly found us. Our powers are depleting due to the power separation, Kat explained. Well, maybe you just need some creativity. I've got an idea, Minnie said with a grin. The Putty Supreme stood in the ruins of Angel Grove High School, his base of operation. A machine stood in the middle, slowly, ever so slowly, draining the Ultra-Grid energy from the two weapons he had acquired, and used the Ultra-Grid to power his new powerful form of putties. Suddenly, a pink Cornish Ranger appeared with two prisoners. I believe you are after these two. The pink Cornish Ranger scowled. Beside her was Rocky and Kat, tied in ropes. And who are you? The Putty Supreme sneered. A multiversal bounty hunter. I saw these guys attack your putties, and I made the putties move on so I could claim my prize, if you're offering one, the pink Cornish Ranger stated. I have no need to pay such a random individual. I smell something fishy, the Putty Supreme hissed. Well, did say it may not work, the pink Cornish Ranger muttered. Suddenly, Saba floated down and shot his laser blast from his eyes and hit the Putty Supreme. All the surrounding putties ran at the trio. Rocky and Kat untied themselves and held out their Ultramorphers. Jade Medusa! Kat roared. Bronze Sun Wukong! Rocky barked. In a shimmer of light, Kat and Rocky were surrounded by the Ultra Grid and morphed into the Jade and Bronze Ultra Rangers. Both Rangers held out their hands, and their weapons, which were tied to the machine, disappeared in a glimmer of light and reappeared in their Rangers' hands. Medusa Serpent Blade Staff! The Jade Ultra Ranger called out as she spun around the serpent-themed staff that had a serpent head with a curved blade extended from its mouth. Sun Wukong Bow Staff! The Bronze Ultra Ranger called out as he spun around the basic-looking bow staff, which had the ability to completely change its size to overdramatic proportions. The pink Cornish Ranger summoned her power sword, and all three Rangers started fighting the putties. The Jade Ranger swung her staff, slashing the putties down. As the Bronze Ranger's staff grew longer, he swung the extraordinary long staff, knocking over several putties at once. The pink Cornish Ranger slashing several putties down with her power sword. The Putty Supreme roared out in anger. He raised his hands and the rubble around them started floating. I shall crush you where you stand! The Putty Supreme roared. Not if I can help it, the pink Cornish Ranger barked. The pink Cornish Ranger swapped the power sword for the power bow and fired an arrow, which hit the machine. The machine started sparking and the machine exploded, and the built-up Ultra Ranger energy released. It flowed around and absorbed into the two Ultra Rangers. I feel whole again, the Jade Ultra Ranger cheered. Yeah, time to use all this power, the Bronze Ultra Ranger barked with cheer. Both of them bolted, jumping over the putty army that stood before them. The Jade Ultra Ranger landed before the Putty Supreme and slashed him across the chest, then again across the face. The surrounding floating rubble dropped to the ground as the Putty Supreme staggered. The Bronze Ultra Ranger landed before the Putty Supreme and slammed the tip of his bow staff multiple times, moving at incredible speeds. Then, at the same time, both Ultra Rangers swung their weapons, striking the Putty Supreme at the same time. The putty, human hybrid, dropped to his knees. He slammed to the floor, and the surrounding putties all dropped to the floor as well, turning into clay again, no longer having the power to stay in solid form. Both Ultra Rangers walked up to the pink Cornish Ranger. Thanks, we now have our power back to full, the Jade Ultra Ranger said. No worries, come on, let's get out of here. Someone can collect that freak later, the pink Cornish Ranger replied. A portal opened and the three of them walked through it, the Bronze Ranger stopping for a brief moment to look back at his world. A dead world, just left there to float in the vast space, a fleck in the multiverse. Aisha sat in her office. Rocky and Kat sat before her. Minnie stood there leaning against the wall. Okay, look, you're Ultra Rangers. You don't need training or life skills, Aisha stated. What? That's it? You're just gonna chuck him out? That's a bit unfair, Minnie snapped. Aisha raised her hand to silence Minnie. That being said, with Task Force Hojo now growing in numbers, it's getting hard to teach, coach, and also be commander on missions, so I offer you two a job. Join me in being the mentor to these Rangers. Help me out with missions and training sessions, Aisha offered. Kat and Rocky looked at each other and both grinned. "Count us in," Kat said with a smile. Aisha shook their hands and then stood up and walked to Minnie. "Is there a problem?" Aisha asked. Minnie looked at the two legendary rangers before them, then looked back at Aisha with a grin. "Not at all," Minnie said with a smile. Aisha then led Rocky and Kat to their new assignments.
What you have just listened to is a product created by the Three Ranger Bros Studio.
Hosted by three cosplaying fathers who
happen to be massive geeks of all sorts of fandoms.
They are Mark, the Red Cornish Ranger,
Cosplay Dude 637,
and Ty Tiger.
The studio covers different types of YouTube videos, TikToks, podcasts, and live streams.
If you wish to find out who cosplays who, the YouTube channel, the TikTok accounts, and the podcasts, and all of the other social media platforms,
please go to the 3rangerbrostudios.com.